Good morning to everyone and welcome to another update on the market. For today, I decided to cover British pound versus US dollar. I will speak about the gold market, crude oil and Bitcoin versus US dollar. I will start with the British pound versus US dollar first. This is something that I mentioned in the last forecast, so that we had a pretty strong area and support zone where the market basically reclaimed this support area, and it was also the lower diagonal of this downside channel. And so we got a very nice reaction, exactly like what we expected, and market yesterday closed on the high, suggesting actually that buyers are still very present and that we might see short-term upside continuation of these mid-long-term upside trends. And we can see here in the 30-minute time frame that it seems like the market is creating like a bull flag or a corrective type of movement. So we might see the upside movement on the higher time frames, maybe even towards 1.2535. And of course, there is also the highs area around 1.2670 and 680 mark. So definitely still potential for the upside short-term speaking. Even intraday speaking, this seems like we got a completed bull flag or basically the downside correction, so you can expect higher prices. And as long the market can hold this 1.2328 area or 25 area, I see the further upside movement on the pound. Speaking of the gold market, so we had as I mentioned here, around 1935, this was also a very important area and support zone for the gold. Market got a buying tail. That was 2 trading days ago. Yesterday, market traded higher and then closed in the middle. But this is mainly because of the news affected yesterday, the job openings. It was basically market didn't react. It didn't go even despite the fact that we had a positive data on the job openings in the US. Market actually traded initially lower and then took that initial bar news bar higher and then back somewhere around the mean and completed the day around the mean of that range. So basically this job openings yesterday just defined the range where the market is trading in the moment. Now it's in the low of this range. I still see potential for the higher prices on the gold, and the reference points are set at 1985. We also have 2000 mark, we have a 2045, and then 2078. Crude oil, this is something that we also mentioned yesterday. We had this rejection of this resistance cluster, and we found this breakout of the trading range. So market traded had a follow through day yesterday and basically went into this pin bar territory, exactly like what we spoke about. But now we can see that market is reacting back. So market we found aggressive buyers of that pin bar territory, and so far market is building the higher lows intraday. So we might see some rotation back, maybe even towards the previous day high, which is sitting around approximately around 69.50 or 69.60 area. So pin bar territory, and we got rejection this morning on the mid long-term trends are still bearish on the crude oil, but we might see some reaction back up, and we can already see that crude oil is doing that. And speaking of the Bitcoin versus US dollar, the interesting point here is that market took this bar low, so we didn't have actually quite successful test of supply, even though that market broke this initial range. We never had actually any follow through, and the result is that this market back all the way down. But as I mentioned yesterday, we are still operating around the 61.8, so we will see if the market can reclaim this or not. And if market cannot reclaim and close, for example, in the middle or near the high today, there is still a chance for lower prices and the price to retest again 25,870 area, 800 mark. So we'll see if the market have a power to reclaim here. So this can still be the corrective form, or the market would just continue to trade lower. This reaction here is not a good indication because we had a markup with no follow through, and actually the sellers kicked in, and today we have some follow through of the downside, so it's really not looking that good. But we will see how the end of the day what we'll have. So that will be all for this update, guys. I hope that you did enjoy it. Trade safe as always, and speak to you from tomorrow morning.